have a great time, actually, with our patients. So all of our patients really look forward to going to our therapy department.
Can I interject something? Jody just made me think of something when she said, "And have a great time." The therapists, I have to say, my office is across from theirs, and from their working station with the patients, and they really do have a fun time. They get people laughing, and this is part of the healing process.
Right.
And so, I have to echo some of what Jody said in terms of our committed, dedicated staff that we have.
Oh, yes.
That really work hard to create kind of a family environment, so that people that come in, even if they're there with us for a short period, we want them to feel like they belong there. While they're there, we welcome them in that regard. And let me tell you just another couple things here for Jody shares. But in terms of pastoral care and spiritual care, we do Bible studies. We have the worship services every Sunday that I mentioned. We also provide pastoral support through prayer, through a ministry of music, and of course through comfort. Because people that are going through difficult transitions, no matter what they may be, need comfort and need to know that God has not forgotten about them.
Exactly.
And we work really hard to make sure they know that through our care and tenderness to them.
So good.
Right. And as Joan said, not only the care and support and compassion, we do, try to make it as comfortable and home-like as possible. Our transitional care unit, our short-term rehab, the hospital-to-home transitional care program, although some of those rooms are semi-private, the majority of them are private rooms. And they've been redecorated, they're tastefully furnished, and they also all have flat-screen wall-mounted TVs and a direct private phone line. So patients are encouraged to bring any kind of pictures or anything they wanted from home to kind of decorate their room. And we don't have any set visiting hours. Families are welcome to come at any time.
Oh, that is so good.
Well, and let me add to that something I thought of when Jody was saying that. I recall recently talking to one of the patients in the TCU who is now gone. She's gone back home. But her husband would come and visit her every day, and they'd spend time together. And they reflected to me one day how wonderful it was for them to be able to walk out in the gardens.
Oh, yeah.
So he would take her out, and we have a lovely campus that is incredibly well maintained, both inside and outside, by our very dedicated housekeeping department, and our custodians do a wonderful job with having flowers around and really making it a place of beauty, and also spiritual comfort, because we all, I think, believe and know that nature, the creation of God's good earth, is very important to one's well-being, and many of these people have had gardens, so it's nice that they can have that home-like environment.
That is so good. And that sticks with people. It sticks with their family. That sticks with people who come in there and visit other people in there. This is such a wonderful thing, and they're reaching out to so many people every day. Let's talk just a minute about some experiences. Think about an experience that really sticks out in your heart and your mind, and tell me about that. I know there's many. I mean, you deal with many people.
Yes, there are so many.
But just the fact of being able to help somebody.
Well, let me. I'll just kind of off the cuff here. The one thing I think about is we provide services to those that are also in the apartment buildings too, and they have their own activities director. When you look at the stages of life that we all go through, hopefully, if we live long enough, and many of the residents there do and have. We go through different stages, and so in the apartments, we also have a Bible study, and we have a gathering there where people come together and really share who they are, share part of their life, and through reflection and discussion together, and I have to add, a very home-like setting,
that's so good.
Which fosters communication and intimacy. So I have been so pleased to be able to facilitate some of those meaningful discussions with people that help them know maybe what might be in the future for them. But just a big thing that people love to do, we all love to do it, is to talk about our lives. And so I think my favorite times, or some of my favorite times, are to sit with a resident, like I just did recently. We have a resident who's a retired school teacher, and she talks about the meaning in her life, which is, of course, a big part of spiritual care, is to help people see and acknowledge their contributions. What have they given in their lives to the people in their community?
That really stands
and
out.
how have they been faithful servants to their Lord and Savior?
Oh, that's so good.
So
Joe, you want to touch on that?
Well, I was going to give you a particular instance of an actual patient that graduated, as we say, from our short-term therapy, our transitional care
Oh, yes.
program.